In regards to the governor and the Virginia Department of Education, I mean, I really can't tell you what I think right now, but what I personally think. But I'll tell you this, what's preventing us from being able to have 5 days a week and have everybody back into our schools are the CDC guidelines that we have to follow. It has nothing to do with we don't want kids back in our buildings. And I think that people need to stop forgetting that we're in a pandemic and that we have CDC guidelines that everybody's telling us to follow, that we get all these emails about. But don't follow it if it deals with the kids. Just send everybody back and go back into the school. So Governor Northam, I hope that you are listening, because if we have CDC guidelines, I don't know how that is actually going to come to fruition. So we need to start having that conversation. And if those CDC guidelines are in place and we're expected to bring students back 5 days a week, we need to have funding that is going to help us pay for the building capacity and the staffing that will come along with that. Right now, we are not able to accommodate just, a little over 40% of our students coming back into our buildings with all of our staff. That's why we have classroom monitors in our facilities. When we continue to increase, that is going to require additional staff. When we begin to have more students back in our buildings, that's going to require more building space, which costs money. It goes back to when the infamous conversation we had back in August when I said, we may have to have kids in other buildings, and everybody got in an uproar. Oh my God, what do you mean my kid can't go back to my school? Well, guess what? If we go back to everybody goes back to school, that's the conversation we're going to have. Everybody's not going to be able to fit in that building if we have CDC guidelines. And unfortunately, our state right now is not thinking about all school divisions. They're going to that whole one size fits all. That does not work, especially when we had capacity issues before the pandemic. There are many school divisions who just are already overcrowded. So now you add this additional layer, it just makes it almost impossible. So I want our kids to be back, don't get me wrong, as soon as we possibly can. But then I also want to make sure that we're following the health and safety protocols and not being pressured by the politics that's coming out of this. Because I don't know about you, but our kids are worth more than the politics and worth more than another election. And I don't think the Governor Northam is going for re-election. So do what's right.